If you'll notice in some of the videos, I look around fairly frequently, like I'm doing in this one. I guess another benefit of being in this area, this is the Okanagan region of British Columbia in Canada, where I live right now. I live in a city called Kelowna, which is the sort of largest urban hub in this area. And there's amazing skiing in this area, like I've shown in some previous videos. Revelstoke being the biggest, it's an incredible spot. Big White is another one. Big White is about 30 minutes from my door, the way I drive. And that's with a coffee stop at McDonald's. It's not far, and it's an amazing hill. Anyway, the reason I'm looking around and staying so attentive of my surroundings is there is significant wildlife in this area, and I'm talking about large carnivores. So wolves tend to be pack hunters, and they're opportunistic hunters, and they don't care what the animal is in front of it. You're a hamburger to the wolf, or the wolf pack, basically. And I saw a wolf when I was coming in here. It's only the second one I've ever seen in my life, but today, earlier, I saw a wolf go across the street, the road rather. Grizzlies, I don't even want to talk about a grizzly. That's the equivalent of meeting a great white shark when you're swimming. Could turn into a bad day. And cougars as well. There are cougars in this area. In West Kelowna, which is about 15 minutes that way, there are some issues with livestock and dogs and whatnot, and they know that it's cougar activity. So they're right around this area. And cougars are stealthy bastards. I've had encounters with a couple of them, and they are a stealthy animal. So if during these little videos, if I'm in an area like this and I'm paying very close attention to my surroundings, especially when I'm alone like this, it's because the nature is very real back here. The animal life and a few other aspects of the nature back here, as incredibly beautiful as it is, you have to kind of stay aware, especially if you hear footfalls. If you're back this far, like I'm fairly far back here, and there are footfalls and you hear feet, something walking in your proximity, that's something you pay attention to, because it's a pretty good chance you're going to have an encounter. None of that, of course, is to discourage anyone from coming back and experiencing this amazing part of the world, and it really is amazing. I mentioned how it was fairly isolated where I was hiking. I don't know what exactly this is. I assume a deer or several deer. I don't know. The carcass of something's catch. I'm about 15 minutes closer to Kelowna. Speaking of which, there's me right there. How you doing? Mountains, Okanagan Lake, and you can just kind of make out Kelowna right there. That's the downtown core of the city. And I don't know, I think you can probably tell some very exclusive housing up in there. This is how close we are to the city. Down over this embankment down here, you can probably get a bit of audio of a stream down there. There's a beautiful river down that way. At some point I'll get closer to that and have a look. And there's something's dinner on the last phase of my little hike here. Another example, just up from the last one, sorry I'm out of breath, of nature at work here. Give you some scale with my size 10s. If it was more intact, I would consider bringing that thing home and peroxiding it and kind of putting it out, but it's too dinged up. How's this for a camping spot? Not a bad view. Kind of feel bad disturbing them, but not the end of the world, I guess. Apologize again for the wind noise. I was directly down that way on the other side of the road slash cliff in the last couple of clips when I was showing you the bones from the decomposing whatever those things were. Came up the other direction, if you could even hear me with the wind, to this absolutely incredible spot. Do a little bit of hiking, and they're gone now, but the deer, antelope, whatever those things were in the previous clip was right there. Then we come to Okanagan Lake, where, if you'll recall, there are prehistoric sea monsters called Ogopogo. And right where I'm pointing, right there, there's some serious real estate. Doubt you can see it, but I'm talking big mansions. Okanagan Lake. Then we get to Kelowna, right there. So this is how close we are to the city proper. I'll give you a view of the road. My car, Betsy, right there. Another car going by. And this is what you have access to. Living in this area. This isn't even a sort of official hiking spot. I just pulled off the road and decided to come up here and have a go at a hike. It's an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous part of the world. One thing to be aware of when hiking in this area are these burr cactus things you can get on you. First time I hiked Knox Mountain, I sat on one of those, and that's an awful experience. I, as I'm about to show you, keep a pair of pliers in my tackle box. So it's best, if at all possible, that you don't touch these things, because they will cause your hand grief almost no matter how you touch them. So use anything you can to remove, sorry I'm all over the place here, to remove the thorns, because they cause you really serious grief. One last little perspective shot. There's my little Betsy Yaris car, randomly parked on the side of the road for this hike. There's Okanagan Lake, and there's downtown Kelowna. So you're that close to this incredible scenery. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. If you haven't already, if you could just take a moment to subscribe to the channel and smash that like button. Doesn't cost anything, just takes a second, and it helps me out. I'll see you in probably a couple days.